Sacrifice does not equal success. In the 19 years of my life, I have finally come to realize that being successful doesn't mean you have to deprive yourself of everything that brings you joy and love and happiness. I think sometimes social media and toxic work environments, and sometimes even our own friends and families, or even our own minds, are capable of making us think that in order to find success and be a successful human being, you have to be exhausted all the time, and you have to be half-starved, and you have to really grind to get to where you want to be. I recently did a social media post all on this and found that there was still so much more that I wanted to say, so I figured I would pick up the camera and make it a whole YouTube video because this is something that I apparently am very passionate about. Today, we are going to be doing a deep dive as to why I think that you can actually be more successful if you learn to let go and you learn to embrace change. Instead of trying to deflect it and ignore it, I really want to ask myself and you guys the question of what if setting ourselves free actually brings us more success than we ever imagined? Oh, the old definition of hard work. My entire 19 years of life, or maybe 18, because I feel like I've gotten a little bit wiser, a little bit smarter. I used to think that it was honorable to run on 4 hours of sleep and eat less than 1,000 calories and run myself to the ground day in and day out. I felt like, honestly, that is what I deserved, which is so sad to say, but I felt as though I had to be feeling that way in order to get to where I wanted to be. My mind and body giving out and me having to pay the hefty consequences of my actions led me to the cold hard truth. Today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of that, as well as discussing my theory on what I think change is and how I view change now versus how I viewed it back then, and how I'm using change as my catapult to get me to where I want to be instead of holding myself back. I'm by no means going to try to make this video perfect because I really want to challenge myself this summer to just be more raw and unfiltered and uncut with you guys. Not that I wasn't before, like I've always been my authentic self. Who I am on camera is the exact same person I am off camera, and I make a very big point to do that and be that person. But I just want to make it less, structured, make it feel more like you just getting all cozy and talking to your best friend. So grab a snack and let's discuss change. So the 3 phases I believe a person undergoes when they are changing is recognition, exploration, and evolution. I am just a genius, right? I'm by no means saying I'm a doctor or any of this. This is just me speaking from personal experience. I am very curious to know what you guys think of this theory, and if there's anything you would like to add or take away. Yeah, please leave me a comment below if you think that this is what change looks like to you, or maybe it means something different. I want to know that too. I think something else to note is that this is how I personally have undergone change in the past, so perhaps everybody experiences change differently, but I know for a fact that this is the pattern I always go in. So yeah, I'm just saying, maybe it's a personal thing. But either way, I hope that this maybe is insightful to you and helps you recognize when it's time for you to change. The recognition phase. The first phase, probably arguably one of the most important phases because it is the spark that sets the logs on fire. And the reason for this being is because I truly believe that a person is not going to change, a thing is not going to change unless it recognizes something wrong with the way it is acting or thinking. After all, why would you want to change if you see nothing wrong with what you're doing? Why would you want to change if you see nothing wrong with the way you're living or thinking or speaking? So I think that this is why this phase is so incredibly critical It was when I recognized that what I was doing was not just harming me, but everybody around me, that I started to realize maybe, just maybe, my way of going about life was flawed. It was the spark. It was in this moment that I began to open my mind and heart to all the different ways that people go about living. After I recognized that my ideals and my values and my day-to-day routine was skewed and that I was holding on too tightly to my future and my success, I felt the sudden urge to explore, to lead with curiosity and openness and eagerness to soak in all the information. I began to see the world around me in a whole new light, honestly. Every single breeze blowing through my hair, every single bird chirping in the trees, and every single flower was just sharper and more beautiful and more defined. And I can't really quite find a better way to describe it, honestly. It was as if my eyes were it was as if they had just opened, and I really truly do not believe that one can understand that unless they've experienced it, but I have to say that still to this day, it was one of the most life-changing moments. And you can bet that I took notes of all of this that was around me. I took notes and really gathered all of my evidence pieces because I knew that this was what was going to help me to keep growing and keep learning and keep becoming the person that I had set out to become. I could see the person in the distance, but I was not there yet. That is what makes the exploration phase so gratifying, is being able to feel it within you. You aren't just recognizing it at this point, you are becoming it. It was in this phase where I began to allow myself to let go. It was this phase where I was able to stop holding on so tight to my success and trying to control every aspect of my life and allow myself to create space in my mind and heart for other better things. I can't really say that I knew what I was making space for, but I knew that there was, in fact, an open door. It was like I could feel myself expanding and reaching out into areas that I didn't even think was possible before. Come to find out, I actually think I was making room for love and for happiness and for gratitude. I was making room to live life and enjoy living it. When you finally take action to come out of the cave that you had been hiding in and you see the sun for the first time, it's more bright and beautiful and blinding than it's ever been in your entire life, and that is exactly how I felt. Not only did I re-find love for the things that I previously loved before, I made space to love new things, love new people, love new experiences, and that was so incredibly wild to feel like I had grown so much bigger than I ever would have thought. And honestly, every time I looked in the mirror, it was so shocking to me and startling to realize that I was looking at a completely different person. I mean, I was the same person in the heart and the mind and everything, but at the same time I wasn't. I was not the same person. I was a stronger and more certain and more just happy person. There really is nothing quite as startling as looking at yourself in the mirror and being in complete shock over who you've become and who you've let yourself become, honestly, because again, you can only change you. So the fact that you get to stand there and look at this new version of you who is stronger and more certain and more passionate and more free is both startling and also super awesome at the same time. You are in charge. You are capable of becoming the person you want to become. You may be wondering why me explaining this theory of change and why me sharing my personal story is going to help you in your life. I mean, hello, who watches a YouTube video if it's not going to help or teach them or inspire them to do something new and awesome? And to that I would say, use this as a lesson. Use this as a guide. Use this as a reminder that you do not have to be miserable to find success. The most successful people are are not the ones out there working a job they hate 80 hours a week. It is not the people sitting on the couch wondering why they can't become the person they want to become. It is the people out there taking action to better themselves and better the lives of others. It is the people that realize there is no point in growing a fruit tree if you do not enjoy the fruit. It is the people who know that change is only possible if they open themselves enough to recognize, explore, and evolve. You are the driver, you are the leader, and once you see that in yourself, you become unstoppable. Whether you are a runner trying to reach that next level, or you are looking to start your fitness journey, or you are looking to be better about feeding and caring for your body and your mind, or whether you're a 19-year-old like myself out there just trying to figure it all out, I really do hope that this video helps give you insight and inspires you to not fear the change, but embrace it, because it just might be the key to becoming even better than you could have ever imagined. Thank you all so much for coming along in today's video. Please be sure to give this video a like if you're ready for an amazing summer ahead of us. We have so many fun, exciting things to do, and I truly can't wait to take you guys along. And don't forget to subscribe for more food, fitness, and lifestyle content. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!